All right, Oval fans. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I highly suggest you do so for a couple of reasons. Number one, it would be great to get to 50,000 followers in the near future. I think the page is at like 34.2 thousand followers. Secondly, I posted a lot for the first time in a while because I used to post on Instagram all the time, all my theories and whatnot, but it got to the point where, look, videos are a lot faster, and since there are less shows on due to the hiatuses of Sisters in the Oval, I have more time to be more social media savvy in terms of making memes and fun little videos. So I highly recommend following me on the HAHN, aka the Haves and the Have-Nots, because, well, it'll be cool to get enough traffic on there to get the blue check mark, which I think will be awesome, just like we're verified here on YouTube. And aside from that, I made a post about how Donald, believe it or not, because people ask me all the time, who's your favorite character on the Oval? And more often than not, I kept saying, well, number one, there are way too many characters. Number two, I really don't like anyone. But when I thought about season 3, in terms of characters I like, I'd say Max and Bobby are my favorite, but only as like a comedic duo. But if I were thinking of one singular character, Donald will probably be my favorite one, just because of the way he carries himself. A lot of people were kind of like turned off to Donald as a likable character due to his like new smug and devious persona that he had in season 2. But for me personally, he took more of a Jeffrey the Butler from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as opposed to David Harrington that he felt like in season 1. But that's just my opinion. But I thought about one particular scene which could have been in season 3. I'm not going to lie, a lot of these scenes kind of blur together. But it was the scene where Donald and Lily were in their bedroom. And I think this was around the time that Donald gave Lily the photos of Bobby, showing that, oh yeah, here are the photos proving. I think this is at a time where Lily was like, hey, I have all this leverage and secret evidence, so if you ever try to divorce me or kill me or whatever, I have these lawyers to. It felt like Veronica's puzzle pieces. Basically, I can ruin your reputation in the administration if anything ever happens to me. And Donald showed the photos, but that's not the point. The point of the conversation was, and I think this was mentioned in my episode review for whatever episode it was, but this was one of the best moments between Donald and Lily because she made a good point. If you're in the closet, just be yourself. Like, be openly gay. What's the big deal? I mean, you could literally start you could be like the beginning of a new wave in, politics and whatnot by being like the first openly gay black this or that. Like, Donald talked about how it isn't his turn yet to be president, but it's going to happen in the near future. But it's just one of those things where, based on events and things he has done as of recent episodes, it is ever since he tried to strangle Lily, to be honest, but I doubt he will be president. I mean, because most people want him dead at this point, not to mention after getting shot twice by Lily. I don't know if he's going to die, but I don't know. So I just wonder if Donald was like that seems like something Tyler Perry would do in his writing, to have the first black openly gay president. That just seems like something Tyler Perry would write, based off the way he does representation in his work. Now, this isn't meant to cause an argument like, there's enough representation, and why does everything have to be black or everything gay? I think it would be an interesting route for the story to take if Tyler Perry were to do that with the Donald character. Because like I said, it was a very innocent moment between Lily and Donald where it wasn't about smart remarks and whatnot. Basically 99% of their dialogue anytime they see each other, where it's one-liners, banter, this and that. But no, this was a, look, despite everything you've done to me, I just need to know why me. Why are you doing this? And character motivation is what makes you actually either relate to the character or at the very least understand them a bit more. And in Donald's case, the reason he isn't openly gay is due to the fact that more than likely it will lead to a lot more scrutiny than he already deals with in his current position. And imagine the likes of him and Kyle, like him being the president and Kyle being his. Look, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I would not know what the correct title is for Kyle if he and Donald were to be together. And if Donald is the president, I don't know if there would be a different title for First Lady. Would it just be I think first partner is the safest thing to say. Again, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just saying I don't know what the hell they would call it. So basically, his partner Kyle, I don't, that would be interesting. Like, I'm not saying it has to be overly, in your face making out and sex. No, it would be an interesting concept due to the fact that, well, let's be completely honest here. Tyler Perry was in the Netflix film Don't Look Up. I think that was the name. I have not seen it. I've read synopsis and I've listened to summaries of it, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's an interesting concept because it really does represent the world we live in today. I think that if Tyler Perry were to make Donald the first openly black gay president, that I feel that it would be a show. I'm not saying Donald deserves a spinoff. I'm not saying that. I think the Oval would kind of transform into more of a social political commentary on how, I guess you could say, certain groups of people are either demonized or praised once they reach a certain level of power. I think that it goes back to what Veronica said to David in the early parts of season 2 or season 1, part 2 of the Haves and Have-Nots, where David was, supportive and still loving of his son despite him coming out of the closet. And Veronica said that it's hard enough for him to be a black man living in America, and now he wants to slap gay on top of it. And the reason I bring that up is because I bet Donald is thinking that, and that's why he answered Lily by saying he didn't want to be like the trailblazer of being the first, openly gay black this or, that in regards to chief of staff or president or senator or whatever political role he would go into once, the Franklin administration is done. And I guess maybe the 5 families would give Donald his raise in power that he was more than likely promised for fulfilling his role by, maintaining his position in the White House. And yeah, it's like, yeah, there's enough, how much shit I got to deal with being black in America and in a position in DC. I don't want to slap being openly gay in front of it, but it just makes me wonder if Tyler Perry had plans for that in his original script. Like, if I ever get the chance to, well, no, I feel like I would get on this man's nerves because I wouldn't be complaining, but I would be asking so many questions like, hey, what inspired you to do this? Or what did the original storyline look like? Because maybe at some point Donald was supposed to be like a bigger role in terms of eventually becoming president. And let's be honest here. Well, then again, okay, so season 3 just wrapped up. Season 4 is coming down the line. We know season 5 has not been filmed yet. Who's to say that by the end of the series, Donald won't become president? I don't know. Maybe he played like the tortoise in the hare race where he's just kind of staying in the background and waiting for the current administration to crumble once Curtis has died, and then he'll swoop in and take power. I don't know. I don't think that could work given that he isn't the vice president. But then again, this is Tyler Perry where he can do whatever he wants in his writing. But I do feel like having Donald in that position of power could make for an interesting storyline. Because look, nowadays it's not uncommon for more shows, movies, comic books, books in general, just different forms of media where there's a lot of social commentary for diversity and representation. I've always came from the perspective of it doesn't really matter what a character represents, what they believe in, who they are, as long as you're telling a compelling story where it doesn't feel like you're beating the reader or the viewer over the head with a message of your own beliefs or self-insertion, then it could work. And I think for me, given that the Oval's biggest flaw, in my opinion, is the lack of the common man. What I mean by that is, or woman, let's say or woman, the common citizen. We don't see a lot of the response or the thoughts or opinions of the everyday person living in the world of the Oval. I know that Nancy and Kareem and Sharon are supposed to represent that, but I feel like we need a little bit more from, like, we get hints of, oh, what are they saying online about us and what's trending? I would love to see that. I would love to hear that. I'd love to say, or see, like, you know, hey, this content creator is doing, look, I ain't gonna lie, that would be a pretty cool way for me to cameo. It's like, look at this person on this website. They posted a video about their thoughts on the administration. That would be pretty cool. I feel like that would give more reality to the situation, because we live in a day and age where if the president's shoes untied, it will go viral. Or if, you know, a senator wore the wrong color, it would go viral. It's just one of those things where there's too much shit going down in the White House for people not to be talking. Wait, so you're telling me 2 press secretaries, 2 workers, and who knows how many other people or Secret Service agents have died in the span of the president's first 2 weeks? Something ain't right in that White House. We need the everyday person's, you know, response. So I wonder what would happen if Donald was the president. So that's really all I got to say about this video. Going down the pipeline, do you think Donald will, I guess you could say, announce being the first openly gay black chief of staff member? Or let's be real here, do you think Donald's going to get killed off before any of this happens, making this entire video irrelevant? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. So, also, not that I think Lily would still stay married to him, but if Donald were to say, I will be open and honest and whatnot, do you think Lily would stay for him in terms of, well, no, if he admits to being openly gay, then everybody will know his marriage was a sham. So, look, Tyler Perry, if you're watching, I know you can clean this up and do what you will with it, but, you know, just saying. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I mean, to be honest here, I'm just trying to make things a little bit more interesting, because some of these characters have been completely one note. I feel like despite the Oval only being in season 3 going into season 4, a lot of these characters have just become one personality trait, and that's it. And unfortunately, that's something the haves and have-nots became towards season 5, where a lot of the characters stopped growing. They just became, this person's evil, this person's a whore, this person's an addict. Yeah, that's it. So, again, thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Follow me on social media, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.